Dunk him with a chair. Struck him right across the back. Primetime Bobby Mills getting into the act too, attacking both Snitsky and Ferrantino with steel chairs. This is absolutely insane. It's the Vandal brothers, Wanton J and Vicious Ace, and it looks like they're not going to allow Primetime Bobby Mills to leave the ring. And all the numbers game is guaranteed to get Primetime Bobby Mills. There's no way he's going to survive against the 666 pounds of combined weight of Wanton J and Vicious Ace.
He may never do anything ever again.
A moment for Primetime Bobby Mills, the late John Lennon would have referred to as instant karma.
That was then, but this is now. And MJ Ferrantino pushed very hard for this next match, as the Unholy Trinity's pairing of Primetime Bobby Mills and Big Bob Duncombe may be receiving some corporal punishment at the hands of 1J and Vicious Ace, the Vandal brothers.
Dutch Mantell and the Unholy Trinity certainly making themselves lightning rods of controversy, completely distracting MJ Ferrantino from his current obsession with Scott Bell and turning his fury towards the Unholy Trinity itself.
Don, they brought it all on themselves. This all started when they attacked Ferrantino and Snitsky with them chairs.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next match, a tag team match, one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, accompanied by manager Dirty Dutch Mantell at combined weight of 543 pounds, Big Bob Duncombe and Prime Time Bobby Mills, the Unholy Trinity.
And you're not kidding about the obsessed part, Don. Ferrantino's making a wholesale vendetta out of the situation, and he's got a massive stable of very big, very mean, and potentially destructive people, all of them perfectly willing to trash anyone Ferrantino might point his finger at. I've got a feeling the Unholy Trinity is going to regret ever crossing on paths with Ferrantino's stable.
And MJ Ferrantino has pointed his finger at the Unholy Trinity and told the Vandal brothers sick 'em.
Now you guys remember Ferrantino successfully signed American Powers recently. I think that might be part of the reason Ferrantino's stable works so well. These people, Sylvia Strong, yeah. Tag team champions all day long, champions all over the place. Train hard, work hard, earn hard. But I think Ferrantino's people might be just a little bit more loyal.
And it's the sort of loyalty you'd see in organized crime back in the late 20th century.
And their opponents, accompanied by manager Matthew James Ferrantino at a combined weight of 666 pounds, Wanton J. Vandal and Vicious Ace Vandal, the Vandal brothers.
The Vandals have been around our WL a mighty long time, going as far back as 2014, when they were part of Boyd Bradford's Bradford Exchange, subsequently changing hands to Ferrantino, then briefly to the still suspended Playboy Gary Hart, then back to Ferrantino again, and ever since, it's been non-stop success, with Jay and Ace racking up an almost obscene amount of wins, and just doing incredible stuff, like competing into tag matches in one night, and winning both. Jay and Ace appear to have become top generals in Ferrantino's stable, and he's not afraid to use their destructive capabilities. They aren't called the Vandal brothers for nothing.
They're what you might call anti-craftsmen. They take pride in the destruction of things and people.
They are most certainly iconoclasts.
Yeah, there's that too.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, as this one begins, it's going to be Primetime Bobby Mills and Vicious Ace Vandal initiating contact here as Walt Rothburn sounds the bell. Ace Vandal, with Primetime up over the shoulders, slams him face first into the canvas flapjack style. Ace rounds up Primetime, a chop across the chest. A hard whip to the ropes for Primetime, who quickly counters,
And look at, oh, gouge right to the eyes of Ace Vandal. Vandal counters with an elbow to the leg. And there's a belly-to-belly suplex for primetime Bobby Mills as Wanton J. Vandal steps in on the tag. MJ Ferrantino watching his team go to work here, and he's going to be very happy watching the Unholy Trinity get their punishment. J. Vandal rounds up primetime. Whoa, hard shot, but primetime counters with a right. Gets a hold of Jay. Tries to walk him towards his team's corner, but it's no good. A series of elbows backs primetime off. Again, primetime up in the over-the-shoulder position, hung up off the top rope, and down he goes. A stomp to the leg. Primetime trying to crawl his way out of town like a scalded dog, but it's no use. Oh man, there's a leg snap. Jay Vandal rounds up primetime Bobby Mills again. Up over the shoulder. I think he's had quite enough of that one. Uses elbows to the side of the head to escape the hold. Now he's got an elbow right to the face of Jay Vandal. Jay Vandal whipped into the opposing team's corner, catches a clothesline, and goes right down to the mat. Primetime Bobby Mills gouging the face of Wanton Jay Vandal. Whoa, a jumping neckbreaker. Followed up with a stomp to the midsection as primetime Bobby Mills turns it over to Big Bob Duncombe. Duncombe rounds up. Oh, Jay counters with a forearm and a running close. Whoa, the clothesline did not even phase Big Bob Duncombe. Here's a whip off the ropes and a counter from Duncombe, an elbow from Jay Vandal, and a one-arm slam from Big Bob Duncombe. Jay Vandal whips Duncombe to his team's corner. Here comes Ace Vandal on the tag. Here comes a little double team from the Vandals. An air-assisted crossbody. Primetime Bobby Mills tries to intercede, but Walt Rothburn won't let him go. Here's a leg drop from Ace Vandal. A gouge of the eyes from Bobby Duncombe. Duncombe gets a hold of Ace Vandal. Takes him to his team's corner, but no good. Another series of elbows to the midsection for Big Bob Duncombe. Duncombe whipped to the opposing team's corner and a vicious clothesline from Vicious Ace Vandal. Duncombe back up on his feet, gets a hold of Ace Vandal, whips him to his team corner. There's another clothesline, followed up with another stomp. Duncombe relentless in whipping him into that corner. And here's a tag to primetime Bobby Mills, and here comes a double team. A drop toe hold and an elbow across the back of the head to Ace Vandal. Dutch Mantell, you can already tell he's up to no good. He's going under the apron, and he's introduced a chair into the ring. Primetime Bobby Mills whips Ace to the corner. There's another clothesline. Down goes Ace Vandal, and whoa, look at this. A wild elbow to the chest from primetime Bobby Mills. That chair just tantalizingly a few feet away, and he'll use it if he can get a chance. A jawbreaker, and down goes Ace Vandal right onto that chair. Big Bob Duncombe brought in on the tag. Ace slides out of the ring, makes his way back inside, gets a hold of Bobby Duncombe, whips him to his team's corner. Duncombe with a kick escapes the corner. Jay Vandal watching as Ace Vandal whips him into the corner again. Duncombe with another elbow, a forearm. Ace Vandal once more whipped to the opposing team's corner, but quickly escapes. He's got a hold of Big Bob Duncombe. There's a snapmare and a kick right to the back as Wanton Jay Vandal is brought back in on the tag. Jay rounds him up, elbow to the midsection as the referee gets rid of that chair. There's an elbow that takes Jay Vandal down to the canvas. Jay Vandal winds up the arm and whoa, clothesline. Down goes Big Bob Duncombe. Duncombe with a shoulder tackle. Taking down Jay Vandal. Drags him towards his team's corner. And let's see what he's got in mind. He's tagging in primetime Bobby Mills. Mills dragging Jay Vandal towards center ring. And now just picking him apart. Stomping every available inch of Wanton Jay Vandal. Primetime Bobby Mills. Quickly countered with a gouge of the face and a clothesline that takes him down. Jay Vandal obviously very irritated. takes a moment to salute the fans. Primetime counters with a clothesline. Bobby Mills making his way back to his team's corner. Tags in Big Bob Duncan. Elbow to the face for Jay Vandal. He's got him up, slams him right back down. Michinoku driver. And look at this roll up here with a pin. 1, 2, almost a 2. Bobby Duncan wasn't expecting that one. Whips Jay Vandal to the corner. Here's a clothesline one more time. Takes him down to the mat. Bobby Duncan pins 1. And barely just a 1. Big Bob Duncan. Gathers up. Jay Vandal throws him to the corner, but no good. A quick move out of the way. A kick to the midsection from Bobby Duncan. Jay Vandal puts on the brakes. Whips him to the ropes. They collide. And look at this. A DDT. Face first into the mat goes Big Bob Duncan. Wanton Jay Vandal. Whips him to the Vandal brothers corner. And here we go. Here's where some of that punishment comes in. Big Bob Duncan has been invited to a boot party as the guest of dishonor. Ace Vandal taking his turn. Here's a blind tag from Wanton Jay. He's going to take his turn too. Bobby Duncan going home with a series of Vandal brother boot prints as a souvenir. And there's a whip and a drop kick. And out rolls Bobby Duncan out of the corner. Scrambling to get to safety, but it's no good. Too close to the ropes. Ace Vandal catches an elbow to the midsection. Quickly counters Bobby Duncan. Swings and misses with a clothesline. A drop kick from Bobby Duncan. Takes him down. Ace rolls to the outside. Rolls back in. Gets a hold of Duncan. Here's a kick to the midsection. And whoa, here's a low blow. It's over.
At 12 minutes, 47 seconds, referee Walter Rothburn has disqualified Big Bob Duncan. Your winners by disqualification, the Vandal brothers.
Bobby Duncan right in front of the referee with a low blow to Ace Vandal. And that ruins it for he and Primetime. And Suki, watch out here. Ace back up, and he and Jay are mad as hell. And it looks like match or no match. The Vandals are looking to disassemble Primetime and Duncan. The ref deciding this is none of his business, choosing to stay out of the matter as the Vandals start to unload on the two Bobbies, and ain't nobody gonna stop those two.
They can try, but I don't think it's going to work very well for very, very long. Well, Duncan and Mills not going to lay down and die for the Vandal brothers. They are retaliating. They are fighting back. But they are fighting a losing battle against very angry Vandal brothers. Ace Vandal still feeling the effects of not one but 2 low blows at the hands of Bobby Duncan. There's a DDT to Ace Vandal. One time Bobby Mills takes down Wanton Jay Vandal. Both Vandal brothers down. A leg sweep from Jay Vandal. Ace Vandal takes down Bobby Duncan, and my how the tables turn so quickly. Duncan using the low blow, that was a stupid thing to do.
For the moment, it seems to be an even fight as Duncan and Mills are holding their own against Jay and Ace, at least for the moment. The ref can ring that bell from now till doomsday, but none of these four are going to quit until they say the fight is done. Probably best thing for Rothburn to just stay out of it. Monitor things and just hope nobody gets hurt too badly.
Well, indeed, we have action in and out of the ring. Jay Vandal and Primetime on the inside. Ace Vandal and Bobby Duncan on the outside. A gouge of the face to Wanton Jay Vandal from Primetime. Bobby Mills looking like he's won this match, but they lost this match by disqualification, courtesy of Big Bob Duncan. Meanwhile, on the outside, Bobby Duncan with Ace Vandal. And Ace Vandal holding his own against Bobby Duncan. Here's a quick counter from Ace Vandal as Jay Vandal rounds up Primetime. Bobby Mills gets taken down with a leg sweep. And this one's just gone total chaos city.
There's gonna be no putting this fire out. The ref keeps ringing the bell, but nobody's hearing anything. These four are just focused on beating each other senseless, until one side just can't take anymore. Duncombe is totally responsible for whatever might happen now. He could have played it straight, but no. Tried the shortcut, and blew the match for his team, and now they're catching a second beating from the Vandals that looks like it's even worse than the first one.
There's a little Prime Time. Catches a leg sweep from Ace Vandal, winds up out on the floor on the ball 4 on the outside now, as Rothburn looks on helplessly. Head first into the apron goes Bobby Duncombe. Prime Time Bobby Mills with a clothesline on Jay. Jay gets a hold of him and a one-arm slam. Ace Vandal drives Prime Time Bobby Mills into the ring post. Oh, look at, whoa, what's he gonna do? Oh, his head stuck between, oh no, oh man, a boot right to the head against the ring post. Prime Time Bobby Mills might be badly hurt. So let that be a lesson to the Unholy Trinity. Crime doesn't pay. Neither does a low blow. Neither does cheating, period. Wanton Jay and Vicious Ace Vandal wrapping this up. And oh, Prime Time Bobby Mills, he looks like he might be seriously, he's going to have to wind up going to the doctor from this one. The Vandal brothers, one more time, dealing out some vicious retribution as the Unholy Trinity gets vandalized. We'll be back with more Hotter Than July right after this.